Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Alright? The Lord is going to perform miracles, alright, for the elect, for, those that believe in this truth, that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and have faith. Alright? You gotta believe, man. Because though these times are coming, these things are gonna happen. Alright, the Lord is gonna show his favor towards you that believe, that call upon his name in truth and in sincerity, man. So what was I, oh yeah. Let's go now. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. Alright? This was coming upon the earth. Alright? Because they're going to rewrite legislation here, man. Alright? They're going to remake the rules here, man. Alright? They're going to bring about a new system. Alright? So they're going to do away with the Constitution, the laws and the customs that you're used to here. Alright, are going to be done away with, and they're going to bring in a new form of government. Alright? In which the AI and this technology is going to be at the center of it. Alright? In which you're going to have to register in a digital ID. Alright? Banking, money is going to be all digital. They're going to do away with cash. Alright? The reason why this AI and these data centers are gathering all this intelligence on you is to make a digital profile of you so that they could track you. They want to be able to read your mind. They know you better than you know you. They're watching everything that you do, everything that you search, everything that you look at on the internet, every text message and email you send. Alright, this AI is combing through it and gathering intelligence on it. Alright? And this is all biblical. It says, verse 14, or actually, verse 12, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Alright? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. What does that sound like to you? Alright? Back during World War II, they dropped nuclear bombs on Japan. Doesn't that sound like something miraculous? Something that would deceive the world into them fearing this system? Alright? It says, verse 13, he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Because when them bombs were dropped, alright, and people seen the power that America had through these missiles and these bombs, alright, everyone bowed down to this beast. Alright, NATO and the EU. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Let's go to Revelation 6 and 4. This Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. All right. So that great sword, man. All right, this is verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Which is why you have the UN Council. You have all these different nations that have ordered their governments according to the way that Esau orders his government. That they all assemble themselves in suits and ties, all right? And, you know, as they say, America being the leader of the free world, all right? So America is pretty much who all these nations listen to, all right? Even though that whole, you know, that whole thing is breaking apart and is breaking down because we're at the end of the system. For a good period of time, though, nobody would dare speak against NATO and the EU. All right, America and its allies. Nobody would speak against this place, man. All right, and anybody that did, they would get fucking bombed to hell and back. They would get destroyed, man. All right. It says, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's the time that we're coming into. All right? In which you have a lot of people that are starting to get hip to what's going on with this AI and these flock cameras and the surveillance, mass surveillance state that they're setting up, all right, and looking to fight against it, which is ultimately going to culminate into a civil war in which, you know, these people are going to rise up against their government. It's going to cause mass chaos, all right, city against city, you know, as the scriptures talk about. And that's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble. That's going to be the time all hell breaks loose, man. All right? People are going to be destroying each other for lack of food, man. Because the famine is coming is going to be no joke, man. And it's fast approaching. All right? It tells you suddenly shall the storehouses be found empty. And in fact, let me get a couple scriptures on this real quick. This is Daniel 8 and 25. It says, and through his policy, actually, I'll start at 23, Daniel 8 and 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. That's what you see going on, man. That's why all these nations are deceived. Everybody's asleep. All right? Everybody's all, you know, in their own world. All right? And ultimately this technology, this crafty technology, is being perfected and sharpened for the time when its use is to come. All right? And that use is going to be to subjugate the people of the world into this digital system. It says, and through his policy, what do you think? Let me go to the blue letter real quick. Right, that word for policy is shakal. It says prudence, insight, understanding, cunning, craft, all right, discretion, knowledge, all right. So through his policy, all right, because before we finish reading this, let's go over here. This is Psalm 64:1. It says to the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. All right? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right? The secret counsel of the wicked. Because what are they doing, man? All right? They're coming together. They're having these different seances, having these different rituals that they perform, all right, doing these different sacrifices, all right, calling upon, Satan pretty much, all right, so that they could bring about and further this, their plans of world domination pretty much, man. All right, it says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at it and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Okay? And that, it tells you in the scriptures that Esau had become wiser than Daniel. This guy's looking for a way to find everlasting life through the left hand, through his technology. Which so Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not going to allow him. Back to Daniel 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. All right, so who's ruling the world right now? This is Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. Right? Going back again, Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And having all these people believing in a lie. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right. It says, by peace he shall destroy many. Now they're coming out and they're saying that jab everybody got during 2020, right, because of the pandemic, is causing people to have heart failure, heart congestion, and people are dropping dead. Fauci's being brought up on criminal charges for crimes against humanity. They're saying that the dang shot, the jab, was worse than the virus itself. All right? And how did they push that? What was the main avenue that they pushed that through? All right? Was by peace. Okay? Safety. And that's exactly how he does this, how he always does this. All right? War on terror. What's it all about? National security, peace, and safety. All right? Everything destructive and wicked thing that this devil does is always in the name of peace and safety. That's how he causes his craft to prosper. His craftiness. Alright? That's how he deceives you people. Alright? Because he knows that fear is a motivator. Alright? Fear will motivate you. Alright? See, let's go. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me. Who was the main people that they directed that jab at, man? They wanted to get you Israelites, man, more than anything. In fact, their whole campaign was centered on getting you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to take that jab. All right? And a lot of you trusted in the shadow of Egypt, as it's going to go into. It says, woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right, you're going to take counsel from your enemy, Esau. What does it say in the scripture? That's why you had, like, just a little while ago, you had that Edomite to come up talking about he trying to do some kind of documentary, want me to be in it. Never trust my enemy. That dude's probably gonna do some Haman Malone shit. He probably an agent of Haman. Oh yeah. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Alright? In fact, I'm a hard-headed Mexican. This is Psalm 55:20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And what this guy always come out talking about is peace and safety every damn time. Alright? And that's what he's going to do when he brings in this beast system. Oh, you got to do this for safety reasons. This for national security. You know? That's exactly what he's going to bring it out as. Every time, too. You know? So Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that take counsel, but not of me. Alright, that's why you got to take heed to these words, man. Alright, these words are life. Alright, and at the end of the day, alright, it's going, Shoot, let me just get it. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Because what you need right now, all right, more than ever, is to be able to call upon your power. All right? Call upon the ancient names, the Ancient of Days and his son, Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. And work out your salvation. Start praying to the Lord, man. Start seeking Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's what you jakes need to be doing, man. Alright, but the majority of you still got your head way up your ass, man. In fact, before I even turned on the camera, I had two jakes come up, pants sagging, gold teeth, you know, looking bugged out as hell, man. You still got that going on in 2026. It's crazy. Alright? This shit is played out, man.